Hey everybody, before we get started, I just remind you this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Ago Comics, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Nestor Flores, and Sotosan0424. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it would really help us out. Thanks for your support, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's our intro. By the way, if you have ever wondered if it's worth it to back us at the live level so you can listen in, Run, you should have checked out our live shows we did last week. We did a little thing. But also, we rambled on for 10 minutes about completely unrelated to FGO stuff. So we're the Rambles today. I'm Omega, he's Lucky.
Yeah. What was it? We went from like housing we went from like locations, housing markets, weather conditions, volcanoes.
Well, yeah, because we started talking about relocation, and then we just talked about general history stuff, and that got into like, because you live in a volcano area. We got into talking about volcanoes a little bit, and I mentioned that I, at one point in my life, wanted to be a volcanologist before I decided that was not necessarily the best game plan.
And I mentioned that I wanted to be an astronaut, but that takes a stupid amount of math.
Yeah.
Then we started talking about how...
we talked for probably a good solid 5 minutes about how we both were either bad at math or were bad at being taught high-level math, and just... I got started on imaginary numbers. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. There was actually a joke. It's like, you want to see what's up? We're like, no, let's actually do, let's talk FGO. So, everyone, I hope you're enjoying Fate's Grand Order, aka Going Off the Deep End. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EM version of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should go succumb to pleasure.
Yeah, I'm gonna double preface this because the alternate subtitle to this is JP told us to hold their beer. Because there's a Case Files collab going on already.
Jesus.
So hey, if you want to be a virgin when the Case Files anime comes out, don't listen to the last half of this episode when I talk about new servants, because whoa, they are not shy. Like, they have just completely been like, yeah, don't look at Gray's character or her skills at all. Don't acknowledge that she exists. Don't watch any videos. Because they're not shy. They're like, you fucking read those light novels, you giant nerd. And I'm like, whoa.
Excuse me. Actually, are they even the Case Files out in English? I'm gonna check real quick.
In English, I don't think so. I think we had that question like last week, and people were like, no, we can't find any publishing. The anime will be out for us, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Crunchyroll has handled it, because they got the pre...
Mm-hmm. By the way, remind me to put a pin in Crunchyroll for What's Up Tomorrow. Because I mean, the short version is that I think I've discovered where Crunchyroll is putting everybody's money, because I decided to download Verve just to see what it was like, and I saw in a big subtitle under it, brought to you by Crunchyroll, and I'm like, I wonder if the money's going to securing special contracts with all these people. Well, anyway, we'll talk about my very brief Verve experience, I think, on What's Up Tomorrow.
Okay. I'll put a pin in that. Let me see here.
But yeah, so, like, when the event comes to English, that'll be 2 years from now. We'll be fucking ready. Like, there's no concern about pre-spoiling yourself. Oh, that's a beautiful edit. So, once again, the GSSR thing has been making the rounds on our Discord. I provided a template and stuff. It's hilarious to see what people do, differently, like how they handle different things. Like, I just did the spray paint tool and drew red X's over some people and then put some green dots. Like, some people are drawing black circles, some people are blanking out squares. But one of our users, I think they're relatively new, Ferris, just posted a version where everybody is blacked out and there is only an Areshkigal. And I'm like, yes, perfect.
For me, I used black circles for servant I had, green circles for servants I want, and a question mark for Merlin, because...
Schrodinger's Merlin.
Schrodinger's Merlin.
There's only one person in the world, besides Lucky, who knows if he has a Merlin, and it's me, and I'm not telling.
Yep.
Give me $1 million, and I'll tell you. I have to give half of it to Lucky. He'll be okay.
I'll be okay.
That'd be pretty good, considering what we're going to fucking talk about. Oh, that'd be a great infusion of cash. Anyway.
Oh, man.
So, like we were saying, if you're concerned about Case File stuff, be careful listening to this episode. Maybe we'll try and make sure we have time codes. I think we said that at the beginning of the year. We're definitely going to have time codes in every episode. No, we're bad at that. I'm sorry. I say I'm sorry. Technically, I think I made that Lucky's responsibility, but I'm still bad at it because I don't want to fucking do it either. So
see,
I
here's
can't
the
be
thing.
mad
Like
at him.
usually, I need to be reminded of it. If I'm
yeah,
not reminded
but at
of
the
it,
same time, I feel kind of bad about it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, but I will try to remind after this is uploaded. I will remind Lucky to do it.
Like, I know for a fact 2 weeks ago I didn't do it because we literally only had two
that one I
topics.
literally wrote. We have 2 topics. I don't. What are you expecting? And then last week I thought, should I say something? No, because that episode was kind of a thing. With the live episodes are very high energy, right? But they take a lot out of you, so it was kind of like I don't know if I want to make a big deal about it.
Yeah,
maybe we should listen to ourselves more. Anyway, before we go on further, while Lucky's still looking that up, let's go ahead and jump into pro tips really quick because it'll be short this week. And let me make sure. Yes, my audio cue will work this time.
Senpai, 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up, Senpai, a regular segment for Pro Tips. I can say that because we're 5 minutes into this episode already. Goddamn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a short one. This is a heads up for all of you out there who may be struggling with a boss. I know some people are there. And I know some people haven't started it yet because they're not done with KP yet. But I'll talk about my experience later. But hey, heads up. Beast 3R takes times 1.2 damage from Moon Cancer and Alter Egos, in case you didn't know that. And they take flat damage and deal flat damage to everybody else. But it's just a little thing if maybe you're having a little trouble, you want an offensive incentive. Or if you're trying to do experimental stuff with, like, the repeat quests. Though, that said, like, you can find BBs on support now. Heck, there are... Well, I mean, I know Omega Alter is, like, he tried to say it with him, but, like, I don't see him at the top of my list right now unless his name's changed. But there's one guy in my fucking support list who, day one, level 100, 10, 10, 10, Kiara.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, okay, you were prepared, sir.
You were prepared.
But, yeah, so... Let's go ahead and move into Records from the Throne, and also probably some Not All the World's Evil after, but, because, hey, guess what? I don't have fucking anything. I'm not done yet. I'm not done with the event. I didn't get anything interesting on tickets. I have not yet topped 7 Sathenos, but I have no news to report. I'm slogging away at Kiara points.
Mm-hmm.
So take it away, Lucky.
With that, real quick, I have not seen any news on an English translation of Case Files. Again, Aniplex, get on that shit. But we're going to start with Records from the Throne. So first off, I got angry at a node. I can't remember what node it was, but I remember it had to do with Lancers. Because the only Saber bonus servant I had at the time was Nero Bride. And I was just all like... And like I don't have Gwaine, and I was like... And I had an MP2 Suzuka at level 1. And I was just getting mad, because I'm like, God damn it, like, I do not have enough sabers to make this go at a pace that I am happy with. So I took my Suzuka and dragged her JK ass down to the Ember Mines and brought her back up at level 80, Smile Protected. She's been putting into work. See, now the problem is I'm feeling those 111s in my skills. I'm like, oh my god. Like, especially with Passionlip, like, when you pop, like, Breast Valley and, Trash and Crush, it doesn't feel like a lot. It really doesn't.
No, it's because that, especially because those are a lot of her bonuses are like little bit like Damage Cut is always a small buff.
Yeah, yeah, the masochistic nature.
I think we're gonna sandwich some stuff, so I may have you actually read so you didn't get that 5-star about Passionlip later.
We'll do.
So we can talk about that later, but yeah. And also, like, I've used support Kiara a little bit. Yeah, she really needs those skill buffs to dial those cooldowns back, because that's rough when you pop those skills and you're like, oh, you're not going to get that back for a long time.
Yeah, so I'm just like, But, so, I'm in current I'm in Cookie Hell, and I'm in QP Hell right now.
Who is not in QP? Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm probably not in QP Hell just because I haven't spent any in a little while. Yeah, but I could be, because as soon as I'm done leveling event servants, I've left over all my EXPs for BB when I get her. But after that, my Ishtar needs another Grail, so.
Yeah, like, I think I have, like, between 6 to 8 million right now, because I just was finally able to get Tamamo's curse up to 9.
Do I have
so the
over
next
100 million right now? I might, just because I haven't looked, and I got, like, 4 million from one of the missions.
Yeah, and so that next 20 million is going to putting her into 10. And then I gotta start working on Tama Lancer's skills and levels. Because some people have actually asked me why I haven't grilled anybody yet. It's because I'm waiting to get all 3 of my Tamamos up to max level and 10, 10, 10 because those are fucking QP investments.
Yeah, like, listen, I had Mordred grilled to 100, and that took me a lot of work. I've been very slow with Ishtar. I decided to finally go ahead and do that because I have all the grails that she and Ereshkigal are promised, but I'm like, this is going to take a long time. I'm gonna take it slow.
Yeah. So,
luckily, the next 2 events are reruns, so there shouldn't be any need to level anybody new, really.
Yeah. So, on top of that, so I succumbed to my desires, and I pulled Kiara. More about that in a bit. And along with her came MP2 Edgemia, MP3 Extra Vlag, MP fucking 4 Waver, MP3 Vlad, and a bunch of Dragon Stakes.
How many rare prisms do you have?
Right now? Actually, let me pull this up. Give me a second, guys.
Okay.
My FGO is not open.
Alright, well.
Because
we can come back to it then, because this is still all you, so it's just going to be dead.
This is still all me. But, event-wise, completed 100 out of 100 missions. Event completo. I was actually pretty on the ball when it came out. As I said,
that's partially, I think, because you weren't juggling quite as much, because you didn't get into Deep Dive right away, for instance. Yeah,
no, I'm still not into Deep Dive. I'm still working on the stories, and I definitely have not been putting much time into Azure Lane as I should have.
Well, that is 110%. Hey, tune it if you care about other gacha games. Tune into What's Up, because
we're gonna talk about this.
We have positive and negative thoughts about both those games right now, and actually, I'm mostly positive about Girls Frontline. Like I've done the complete first chapter of Deep Dive. It's pretty okay. I'm not cool. They recommend having your rifle team be all X4'd, which I haven't quite done. I got a couple handguns, which are like just below 70. So I'm like, okay, next day that combat sims come around, I'll max those out, and I should be okay-ish to complete chapter 2. And if not, well, I mean, the event goes on basically the whole month, so I can grind. It's not super bad. It's just
I'm not feeling the
fucking
time crunch.
Dude.
I'm not feeling the time crunch necessarily with Girls Frontline, but let me see here. Okay, I finally got it open. Let me see here. Let me go to the shop. Let me go. I have 33 rare prisms.
I have 1 rare prism right now, out of a lifetime of 2, by the way.
Both of them Sathena.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I could. Emi could go on that list. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% certain he's at NP5 right now. That I don't mind though. That's great. I use that guy all the time, even when he sucked. So, if anything, I feel kind of bad for Nobu just because I don't use her quite as much as more since Emiya got both of his buffs. Only when I need that special effect.
So, for those of you who are like crying tears of blood and biting their thumbs in jealousy, let me go into not all the world's evil, but damn close. So between these 2 banners, I spent over $700 on the gacha. Not $7, not 70, 700. Self-control, where have you gone? Like, honestly, I kind of justify this because, 1, these are alter egos, very much a niche, very special. 2, very limited. Like, I don't think, CCC is not getting rerun for 2 years.
Yeah.
I think Kiara gets 1 other raid up before Tokugawa Labyrinth, and I think...
Correct.
Lip gets another raid up randomly? Somewhere? I can't remember.
Melt will return later this year, for instance.
And here's the thing. When because as I said, I've spent stupid amounts of money on this game. I'm gonna keep playing it. Probably in 2 years still. And when that rerun comes around, with King Protea, with Kama, with frickin' Lady Murasaki, like, before it, I don't want to have to worry about pulling damn, alter egos. Oh, excuse me. Because, like, again, I'd probably, go into that, and I'd probably have to spend several $100s. So I'd rather get it out of the way now, get them leveled, and get them, nice and secure, and, free up some spending space 2 years in the future. That's the plan. That's why I went whole hog on, Summer 1 to get all the servants. So when the rerun comes, I don't have to worry about it, and I can focus on Summer 2. Because that's probably
I tried to go big on Summer, but it didn't work, except for my Tama Lancer.
Yeah, that's the big rip. Yeah, because Summer 2 is going to be my next, got a big pull.
Yeah, my next big is when they do the summer rerun, and hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, hopefully the fucking rate up 4-star actually shows up in a, more
yeah,
in a
and
decent
I'm pretty
amount
sure
of time.
I'm pretty sure we get a Gartha before that.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, Scheherazade and
Yeah, everybody who comes out of that is, I believe, permanent. There might be one story lock.
Yeah, and I'm probably use my frickin' SR ticket that we get for anniversary for the assassin of Nightless City. So I'm okay there. I'll manage.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing for the ticket yet, but I'm pretty sure it's Nero.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So yeah.
I've been shockingly lucky with all my other story locked 4-stars.
Yeah.
That I really wanted. Anyway.
I'm just oh my god. I thought I was doing better. Then I'm all right, how much money have I spent? A lot. I'm no.
No, you can get television about that.
Yeah, I do.
And I wish I could. I wish I could help you feel better about that, but for some reason this month, Patreon's being real slow about getting that money to my bank.
I'll manage because pretty much that's one of the things I basically count as all right, this 80 pack is my Patreon money.
Mm-hmm. And folks out there, don't you worry. You're okay. Everybody paid up okay this month and everything, and it all got through to Patreon. You have all your benefits and stuff. It's just like I said, I have withdrawn it. They say 1 to 3 business days. Usually that's we'll get it to you in 5 minutes. Now it's taken a while. I assume it's because Patreon's doing some new shenanigans with different payment levels for people. We're all fine because they said everybody who's a creator right now, you get grandfathered in. You'll be perfectly fine. Nobody freak out and leave us.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I actually made myself a Patreon. It's called Lucky Stuff.
Yeah, just in case, because you didn't want to be caught up in this bullshit.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's good.
I'm not giving it out.
We should have done some shenanigans inside baseball shit and had the Studio Mega account recommend you or something.
Oh god, I didn't think about that. Oh well,
that's okay. It doesn't matter. It's not a huge deal. You're not gonna do anything with it for a while.
No,
I assume.
Not. But we'll talk about that on WhatsApp actually. I'll put a bullet in that, what I plan to do. But so I'm still gonna as I said. So I'm $700 down. I have Kiara. It was actually really bad because when the Kiara banner first launched, there was a bit of a kerfuffle to get online.
Yeah, there was everybody wanted in.
Everybody wanted
in. Memes were there. Everybody was like, "There's no announcement on this, but is it gonna fucking happen? Oh shit, it happened. Let me in. Get me in there."
On some people's phones, the announcement, they got the notification about the banner.
The notification actually popped, and then it was oh shit, Stampede. I was I'm just logging in for maybe a ticket. I'm fine. I'm gonna go back to playing Dancing in Starlight.
And I couldn't get in, so I was fuck it, I'll just wait till midnight or something.
Mm-hmm.
Started rolling. I'm all right, it's time for bed. 2 hours later, fuck, I gotta roll again. It was bad.
Yeah, I can understand.
I'm sorry.
I'm lucky.
I
don't really feel too strongly about Kiara for several reasons because I got that itchy. I got that roly feeling. We have a bad.
Mm-hmm.
We have a bad thing. We have a community. We have a Discord. So we have peer pressure. People will just
and
post their roles, and they like to post their roles, and they like to cry, whether it's tears of joy or tears of despair. People like to yell and scream and post images. People like to get mad and throw shit. So sometimes these people are in the middle of the night, and I'm just I'm getting that roly feeling, and usually that passes. I did a 3 quarts YOLO. I got a Babbage. I'm all right, time wasn't right. I let it roll by. I let it go. I'm I don't need to. I don't need to do anything. But
honestly,
I still got that feeling I don't know. Are the dice hot tonight? Basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you do a little probe. You do a little scooch. You're what are the dice doing? How are we feeling tonight? And we're nah, it's nothing. And you're okay, I lost that gambling feeling. I'm good.
Oh man, honestly, I only got Kiara on the last 10 roll that I have at the 700 and something.
Yeah,
it's oh my god.
Well, it could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
You're reminding me of my Musashi problem,
which
was Musashi didn't come, and then I just
who stole your Musashi again? I forgot about that.
That was Zero Ranma. We joked because he got two Musashis in one roll. We joked that he stole mine.
Yeah. Again, I am internally shook at people pulling 2 SSRs in one go.
What was it? Yeah, was it Omega Ultra who posted that one where he got 2 SSRs and 2 SRs in one pull.
I know someone did they got 2 SSRs, 2 SRs, 3 or 4 high level CEs, and then 2 rare level things.
Yeah, that.
I remember seeing some bullshit like that, and I'm just like,
yeah,
how even?
We've seen some horseshit.
We've seen some.
Listen, I've honestly done some horseshit. We're talking about the polls, and I'm like, and there's 2 multiple NP servants who I would be a little cross with. That's, by the way, that's NP3 Tesla and NP4 Tomalancer, because 2 Tesla 6 tickets, which is completely BS, especially considering I was rolling for Lancer Alter. And then the Tomalancer was just I think that statistically that's not accurate. I got that's 1 in 100, right, or slightly less than that even for a rate up 5-star, and I got 3 of them, and no rate up 4 stars in basically 3. Yeah, 100 pulls basically, because if it was over 300 quartz, I think it was 310 or something. That's 100 pulls basically.
I think the luckiest I've probably ever been, truly, is when I pulled Skahawk on a ticket.
That's probably your best. I think my highlight. There's 2 highlights. Jolter and Merlin were both 110 pull each.
Oh, that's right.
Which Merlin I wasn't even planning on it, but I was like, oh, they gave me the quartz. Everybody's rolling. I'll roll anyway. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Well, I'm okay. There goes all my luck. Because it's funny. We're gonna talk about the event later, and because I'm in the KP shop right now, and now I'm just invested because I've only got 4 or 5 things left to buy, and I'm like, I have no idea what my strategy for this fight is really, so I'm just gonna buy everything because I don't feel like planning out meticulously what my operation is, because I have some very good tools. They're very specific. So I'm gonna buy everything, and we're gonna throw Merlin Jolter at it, and we're gonna cruise control a little bit, because I'm I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. At the very least, I can try once like that.
Mm-hmm. What? Yeah, but I think that's it for Not All the World's Evil. We went there.
Right. Yeah, let's see. Hold on, I gotta check the mission clock. 20 minutes.
Click. Solid.
All right, well, let's tie it. No, it's fine. People love this shit. People really do. They love to converse about their roles. It's become a weird thing where Wanted's not technically about that, but people post about their roles in Wanted comments all the time. And I don't mind either. It's just, I'm just I didn't really think
this reminds me.
Go ahead.
Speaking of comments, last week, I said no names. Someone actually, mentioned that we shouldn't have called the waiver banner a bait banner.
Oh yeah, I was going to talk about this. I have a very simple analogy for this.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the thing is tasty and shiny, the point of bait is if you bite it and you get a fish hook in your mouth, you don't get to complain. All right? It's not that the rolls are bad. It's just this character is a permanent. He's been on rate up before. He's been out since the game launched, and you know that there's a fucking brand new banner with brand new limiteds that are coming right after it. And what happened? Exactly that thing that happened. So if you feel you want to, I've rolled on bait banners before. If you feel you want to roll for a specific character, don't feel bad about it. But like I said, you don't get to complain when Delightworks puts a fish hook in you and is like, give me your fucking wallet, literally days later, okay? That's all we mean when we say that a banner is bait, right? If you bite it, you don't get to complain about it because you knew that they were going to do something fresh and new afterward.
And also, let me just put this down for you. NP4 Raver never rolled on one of his rate ups.
There's also that, yes. Obviously, hey, if you're new and you really want a waiver, you just started playing JP now. Sure, go for it. But I'm guessing you've probably been way better rolling at the banner because of what happened. Because we're transitioning into Skelligrams.
Yeah.
We only have JP news today. Well, I guess technically we could throw let's see, how long is the Kiara, the rate up banner 2 lasting? Let's double check that. That's not in my notes, but we should probably say.
We should.
Okay, so it started, not last night, but the night before.
It started was the first, right?
Yeah, the first.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, here it is. It says the first. It will go until the 15th. And the rate up, in case you can't see it, it's Kiara's the 5-star. You've got Emiya Alter and Liz, and then Robin Hood is on this also. And it's also got the event CEs. We predicted all that in the pregame beforehand, but we should let everybody know the timescale. So there's that. You got until the 15th. And, hey, JP news, like we said. So last week, flashback, back. We're talking about how ludicrous it is that the pre-campaign is going to end on like the 5th of May, and we're like, this anime doesn't come out until like July or something, right? That's really weird that they're going to start this collab in May. At like 5 o'clock in the morning for us, JP had a stream, and like we said at the start of the show, they were like, hold my beer.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lady Reines' case files started 4:27, going until 5:11. Yeah.
Many people were shook.
Yes, everybody was astonished. So we got some new mystery quest around London and stuff. There's some interesting stuff going on. There's some, like, going back in time and some studies and stuff. It sounds real neato.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have cleared the Lost Belt 3 prologue to play, not the whole chapter, but just the prologue. Presumably because you're race shifting again, so that's, like, the cutoff point. We got a new welfare, SR Assassin Grey. SSR Welfares, now that'll be the day.
Again, like, I made a prediction that it was going to be, Grey was going to be the SSR. I'm, kind of surprised.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said the Grey was going to be, yeah, I did.
I think so.
I didn't give it class.
You and several other people were hoping for Flat. My thoughts on, by the way, why Flat's not in this, because spoiler, he's not, is because this is very specifically case files focused. Like, a lot of people have wondered why, Astraea is not necessarily how people think of her. There's no oh-ho-ho voice line. It's because it's the version of this character from Case Files, who is a little bit more serious and a little bit more in the mage politics. I feel like, unfortunately, Flat may be tied up with Strange Fake, which sucks. Because God knows when that's going to happen.
I hear the author of Strange Fake doesn't want to collab until
the author of Strange Fake 100% does not want to collab until it's done, and I have heard the rumor, though obviously we've said this before, we don't necessarily want to say for sure we know anything, but I have heard reports that, not necessarily that they're mad, but that they didn't feel like it was okay that the game portrayed some characters who were technically Strange Fake related ahead of time. Like Edison getting an alternate design and appearing as a normal lion-headed man. There were some questions about Enkidu actually appearing before Strange Fake finished. Like I said, not necessarily that they were mad, but just I've heard that repeated story on the rumor mill that they were not necessarily okay with that, but there's not a lot they can do about it because that's the nature of fate. And like I said, the author, whose name escapes me at the moment, is it Narita? I think it's Narita. But basically that he's slow. He's slow in writing the light novels. It's taken him a while. So yeah, if that's a thing, right, that like Flat can't show up as a welfare until we have an event about that sort of stuff, then we may be here a while.
Ryogo Narita.
Yeah, Narita. But the Summon Banner is SSR Rider Sima Yi, aka Reines, and SR Ruler Luvia, aka Astraea. There's also an extra A in there. I don't know why Google didn't catch that. And also the raid up has Emiya, Assassin, and Babbage.
So, cool thing. The design of Luvia, because I'm just gonna call her fucking Luvia, really looks like kind of the back of the ruler card.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, before, a lot of people have said that that's similar to Jean with, like, the long blonde hair and stuff and the sword.
No.
No, this is 100% inspired by that. Also, hey, speaking of rulers and art, same artist as Emperor Mothman.
It's good. They're going to be fabulous together.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you right now.
There's been one primary joke about Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because Astraea's primary color theme is gold, and obviously because of his association with Mercury, the Emperor's primary coloration association is like silver and blues. It's very interesting. It's fun.
It's fun. Like, I was 100% on board with that comparison.
Yeah.
Like, so again, like, I'm a little surprised that they're not coming out with male servants again. Like, I'm like...
Yeah, I don't know. Well, here's the thing. The event is titled Lady Reines Case Files, so...
Yeah.
Obviously, and, like, Sima Yi has baggage with Juliang, so, like, they came up with a good kind of, like, contrapposto there. I don't know. I guess her character must be very popular. I mean, she's small and she's very smug, so I'm sure she's super popular in Japan, and that's probably why.
There's already, like, a meme blowing up about, like, one of her lines, I think, is, I'll wear whatever you, like, whatever outfit you want.
Yeah, because she's one of those characters who has a pretty diverse set of Ascension sprites. Like, she goes from, like, what you see her wear in, like, the episode 0, you know, just modern London-y type wear to like kind of a pseudo military uniform to obviously a very Chinese inspired costume.
Mhm.
So I assume one of
so-
her lines in there somewhere, she'll wear any costume you like, which she really shouldn't say that in Chaldea. That's bad. That's a bad thing to say.
there's been I've already like I wouldn't say it's like exploding, but it's definitely gaining traction of her in like maid outfits. She says the line and then they put her in a maid outfit. I've seen naked apron.
Yeah.
I think I've seen cat ears.
Yeah.
And like it's like so it's slowly getting there. So apparently, yeah, she is somewhat popular.
Yeah, so and obviously we have no idea what the fuck the story is. We don't even know what the fuck the case file story is.
Nope.
Other than like I've seen the episode 0 pilot and I read a little bit of the manga, but then I lost track of it. I should probably double check more of it if I can find some of it somewhere. But like
honestly,
so I don't know. I mean, hey, by the way, if you like Olga Mary, she's not in the event, but she's on a CE with Reines. I think that's the 5-star gacha CE.
That is good.
There's also maybe not the 5-star, it might be the 4-star. There's also a sick waiver CE.
Oh
just
my
him,
god,
like,
it's
laying
so
down
sexy.
in the chair. I'm like, wow, that's really detailed. That's looking good, Professor.
Oh my god. Panties hit the fucking floor when that came out.
Yeah, they did. There were a lot of people tweeting about and messaging on our Discord about that image. But yeah, so like I don't know if it's just because of where in case files they're referencing, because there's a character we have discussed before who I was totally dead certain would appear in this game at this point, that I wasn't talking about for spoilers reasons, but hey, they're not here either, unless there's a part 2 banner, so I'm like, I don't necessarily know what we're capitalizing on. It's confusing.
I kind of forgot what server we're talking about.
Faker.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, that would, like, even if you're not talking about, like, if you're talking about ladies over dudes, even then, I would have thought that would be super marketable, but I guess we're not spoiling that somehow. Even though Gray's character is, like, her description and her skills and her NP and stuff are all super spoilery. They're just like, fuck, the cat's out of the bag here.
Yeah. I said, like, but as it should have happened, now that Luvia is in game, people are now drawing Ishtar and Luvia just fucking fighting.
By the way, totally on point. Luvia has all kinds of voice lines. Like she's got lines for both regular Ishtar and Summer Ishtar, and she's got a couple lines for the Emias. Like for regular Emiya, she's like Shadow. I don't know why I know that name. And then for Edgemia, she's like, I need to go have a stern talking to this boy. I'm like, oh dear God. For Kets, she's like, oh man, we gotta have a fucking wrestling match. I'm like, yes.
I think my favorite image I've seen pop up from just Luvia showing up is just Ishtar and Astraea just standing next to her, and just in the next panel they just like full on punched each other. I'm like, no, this is accurate. It's like, I'm sorry, goddesses, you're not in full control.
No. But yeah, so I don't want to throw any low blows. All the character designs for this event are really great, and they're really cool servers.
Yeah, they
we'll
are.
talk about them later. So it's like, I'm not upset. I'm not even really disappointed. I'm just like, once again, I'm reminded, I genuinely don't know what the executive level decision for this company are like. Like,
Well, because I actually did some research. Up to, in the JP, there are, approximately 30% more female servants than there are male servants. Like, it's actually like a fairly, I'd say that's sizable. It's not like an overwhelming number, but it's there is a definite lead.
A decent chunk of that is marketing. Like you said, they know where the fuck their money comes from.
And then I started realizing most of the time, male servants come out with story events.
Yeah, they include dudes as like new permanents or new story stuff. Because not to say they don't entirely, because they're not afraid to do an all male collab. For instance, that was Apocrypha, where it was Welfare Sieg, and say what you will about him in the States, I think he's a much better received character in Japan. And then that was Achilles and Chiron, who are both permanent. It's like, like Reines is limited. Astraea is not, by the way. Astraea is a permanent 4-star ruler. Soak that one in. But Sima Yi's still limited, so like they do play you some favoritism. It's they give you some favors. It's just it's weird sometimes. Marketing is weird.
Yeah, let's see here. Old Man Lee was like late he first appeared in Lost Belt 3, but didn't get a raid up until like end of January, I think it was. And he was limited, right?
Oh, what, Sigurd? Sorry, I was reading the chat.
Not Sigurd, Old Man Lee.
Old Man Lee, yeah. He's is he story locked? I think he let me all right, I'm gonna open the
He might be story locked.
I'm gonna check him.
I'm sorry, story lock might as well be fucking limited to me, alright?
True, but that reinforces your point that they're more story focused. Let's see, I'm pulling up. Yes, correct. He is a story locked assassin for Lost Belt 3. But like Sitonai, he was not released until Benny Enma's Hell Kitchen.
Yeah, and let's see here. Sigurd, Napoleon.
Yeah, Napoleon's free, Sigurd's limited. Can I
I'm trying to think.
Dear
Like, what
Wiki,
other male
do you
servants
actually
have been
have a
released?
filter for servants by gender? Got a lot of profile bonuses. No, okay, so I'll just sort by ID, I guess. Oh, it's already sorted by ID. So let's see. Okay.
Heck.
Yeah, we've had a lot of ladies recently. So let's see.
So I'm just like,
Sima Yi,
So I was
King Protea. Though, at least for like Kama and King Protea, that kind of makes sense, right? Like King Protea was tacked onto a rerun of CCC, which was
that makes fun. Secret Gardens.
Lady Murasaki. Obviously, that was for Valentine's. That's usually a lady. There was no new male servant for White Day, which I know upset some people. But like we've talked about it before, it's like I think they're trying to pivot with White Day, and it's not great for new stuff, but it's not like super bad either.
I don't think have they released any costumes? Like they gave a Moriarty costume for White's Day. Has there been any other costumes since Summer 3?
I don't think so, unfortunately. Costumes is the thing that I don't know why they're so stingy with them, but I do feel like they're not using that mechanic as much as they had. Well, technically, there is a costume because
for Samba Ketz.
Yeah,
that's right.
Samba Ketz has a couple of different variations. She can be mask or no mask, and also she can be black mask.
Yeah.
She can be your face or your heel, your angle or your devil.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then there was Li Shuan Assassin, who's story locked. Before that, there was Benny Enma. Bradamante was female but permanent. Shi Huangdi, who was before that. Prince of Lanling. Zhan Yu's in there. He's male and permanent. So they have a decent spread lately. I just feel like all of this year has been a lot of run of ladies.
Yeah.
That might just be the early year.
Like I said, it's like, and don't get me wrong, Lucky loves his ladies. I really do. But
also, I think, if you want to be technical, I'm pretty sure Sima Yi is a male heroic spirit who is once again possessing a lady, just because it's
because that's how it was with Kama.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's just because, for Sima Yi, it's funnier that way.
Yeah. Courtesy. Honestly, I'm gonna butcher. Actually, I was actually talking to somebody who actually speaks Chinese and was like, "Stop butchering Chinese." I'm like, I can't.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't want to say the heroic spirit waiver was bonded with earlier, but I had to because it wouldn't have made sense. Just because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do with that ZH. I don't speak Chinese. It's the same as like, why do we in Latin characters render that X? Why don't we and other syllables? Why don't we render them in fucking phenomes we can understand? It's like the fucking, did you know that Scotty's not technically Scotty? That should be like Scothy, because that's not a D, that's a weird fucking fishtail symbol. But nobody cares. Everybody writes Scotty, because it's way easier.
But yeah, Sima Yi is actually a male. It's a general.
Yes.
Of the state of Wei, or Wei. I apologize to all my Chinese understanding people. I'm butchering it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
All you need to know is that the smug level's very high. The outfit changes, the smug face does not.
Real talk, I'm pretty sure a lot of that smugness is just Lady Reines.
Yeah, no, this it's interesting because unlike Zhiliang, Sima Yi actually emerges if you ever hear Reines speak with a deeper voice. That's Sima Yi coming out doing NP lines. But so he occasionally takes the wheel, much like Jesus. Save character class when. But most of the time, it's Reines, driving. I think it's Reines. I don't know if it's it's a dialogue that's going to be in Japanese, so it's going to be pronounced like a Japanese person would be. I don't know if it's Reines. That would probably make more sense.
I think it's Reines, but
European, but I bet
Lady
that's not
Reines.
how they pronounce it. We can go back and double check episode 0.
Real talk, everyone. I just apologize. We don't language good.
No, we've talked about this before. We're bad at English. Despite the fact that I mentioned it to Lucky before now, like, oh no, English was my best score on my ACT. I'm still not good at speaking English. You want me to write or read English? I'll fucking slay it.
Oh no, not even bad. Yesterday I literally learned that material and materiel are two completely different words.
Yeah, despite the fact that that's in multiple RPG projects that has been a thing, but you didn't cotton on until like just now when you were doing some fucking research for Mages of War.
Yeah, because well, I'm a tangent real quick. Because I saw the word material in one section because I was looking up anti-material, and then like a paragraph low I saw materiel, and I was like, okay, like.
Hopefully, like, every tag instance is consistent as anti-material.
Yeah, I know, but it was just the thing of like, I'm pretty sure Omega would not make that mistake if he was typing only one word. It's like, especially with all like the modern like conveniences we have with like spell check and whatnot. So I was all like, is material actually a fucking word? And yes it was. I was all like, what? So yes, Lucky's not good with language. I would like to think I have a pretty decent vocabulary, but still, just once in a while, I'm just like, I did not know this exists. How even? Ah, man. But yeah, I'm excited for Case Files. This case, Lady Reines Case Files.
That sounds super fun.
It sounds fun. As I said, it's taking place in London, because good old Clock Tower, good old Mages Association, good old lords. This is something that I think Fate could actually really benefit from, is actually getting into the politics.
And they kind of mention they mentioned that a lot, for instance, in the first Epic of Remnant setup. But like, there's also kind of like we're trying to keep us out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I can't find. I was just trying to look up what was the. I was like, what audio cassettes did I get as a small child to improve my vocabulary? I can't find it. Anyway.
Meh. But like,
also,
even hearing a little bit of CCC, you like get a little bit when you hear about like people like the Seraphix and like who runs
the Atmosphere Secret Project, and like only certain people were let in, stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's like, so there's this whole political sphere around like Chaldea and the Mage Associations, and we really don't get to touch on that, which I think is a shame.
You're the lowest rank.
We are the lowest. Before that,
the problem is that history keeps getting destroyed. It's hard to hang out with. It's hard to hang out with the Clock Tower when they've been completely obliterated.
And we only got that rank when we saved the world from a demonic god.
And they were like,
man,
well, I guess you did something. Here's a gold star, kid.
You tried. I was like, excuse me, I literally punched a fucking demon god in the face.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that we're like BB's trying to front on you, and I'm like, girl, you don't even know. You even know what I've done. Also, hey, spoilers. Guess what we get to do again in Case Files? You get to punch Barbatos.
How dare.
He's back for more, and he gives sweet drops and QP. Literally, I believe they have extended his lives. Like, JP once again beat him up too fast, and the servers were like, shit, we'll like quadruple his life points. Because you're killing him too fast.
Didn't that happen in the Apocrypha event, if I remember correctly?
I think that happened in one of the Apocrypha raids too, yeah. Where I think
like Atalanta got wrecked.
Yeah, they underballed it, and people had nothing to do, and also you couldn't get event drops anymore. So I don't know if they did anything about it, but this time they definitely did. They were like, "Okay, we'll give him some more life, so guys can keep punching him because we know you love that." I think it's accurate because I joked because in the event map after a certain point you can see basically in the Thames like the outline of a demon pillar eye, and I'm like, "Oh, he's hiding because he doesn't want to see you." Because every time a demon pillar meets you, you kick their ass. They don't want to see you. They're hiding from you. You can bet your ass he was. Also, there's some really interesting, I've heard, memorial type quests in this, like you're flashing back to previous events. That sounds super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
actually,
I believe that there is a quest that involves the vaunted walls of Camelot and a saber. Not that it's not great to see that guy, but seriously, we're gonna bleed. We're done talking about this. We're gonna bleed into talking about Seraphic's second impressions, but that made me real sad when Gawain got. I was like, no, light is leaving this scenario, literally.
So, let's move into Chaldea Free Talk here. And we only got one bullet here, which is Seraphic's second impressions. So, real quick, Omega, how far have you gotten in the story?
I am done with the finale. I'm just waiting on finishing the KP shop out. I'm at, I was gonna mention this earlier, but I don't think I did. I'm at 77 missions.
Mm-hmm.
So I
like
probably
said
could finish, but like I said, at this point, I've only got like 3 or 4 things left to buy in the KP shop, so I'm just like, fuck, I'll just buy the rest. I gotta complete the missions anyway.
All right, so now that I've gone through all this story, I have determined that my Sakura 5 relationship chart is Melt bullies me with affection, and I in turn bully Lip with affection. Because Jesus fucking Christ, these girls have slain my heart.
Yeah, they're super adorable. I'm kind of.
They are super adorable.
I'm a little cut up, but I'm not cut up enough to spend quartz yet.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm glad I did. Here, like forever home. Melt will sit in my lap. That's her Bond 5, by the way. I'm like, yas.
Well, because piggyback rides are a real pain in the ass, as discussed in the story.
Yeah, but you do it anyway.
You should have got. Listen, Master. Let me talk to you for a minute here, as the person controlling you. You should have gone for the bridal carry.
I think she would have punched you.
She can't punch anybody. She can't feel her arms.
She can't feel them. Doesn't mean she can't move them. But that is something that also makes me like super cry. Like, there's a scene where Melt has fallen to the.
Right. You're literally in the trash.
Yeah. And she's thinking, oh, no one's gonna come save me. And you're just all like, oh, there you are, Melt. And Melt's like, just hold my fucking hand. Squeeze it.
Yeah, she's like, hold it as tight as you can. Enough that it hurts, because otherwise I can't feel it. And I just want to know that everything's okay. Also, BTW Suzuka's here. I think Tristan joins us, and he's like, I fell into this pit because, well, there were ladies to save down here, and I had to be here. But unfortunately, I can't fly, so... And then BB just turns time and space upside down to dump you out. Because she's like, well, the game's over if you stay in here, so get the fuck out.
Yeah. Also, second point I want to bring up before we just tangent. I'm real glad we talked about quantum time locks before the event started. I wasn't actually expecting that word to come up.
No, it actually did. I was surprised, because we talked about at length about how FGO doesn't usually use that terminology, right?
Yeah.
It talks about, like, the Foundation. No. BB actually explicitly talks about quantum time lock segments. Because she's talking about time travel.
That's basically...
Because in case you didn't realize, you fucking lose. You died. That's literally, after the hopeless Kiara fight, she fucking kills you, and then BB's like, no, I'm gonna reverse time. We're gonna crawl, we're gonna go back
BB
up the time stream.
Melt used, Virgin Palladion, I think it was.
That I can't remember. Actually comes out until the epilogue, but I knew about that already. Yeah. That's why Melt is slowly dying, everybody. It's because BB says this, to travel to the origin point of Seraphix, you would have to go faster than the speed of light.
Mm-hmm.
Which Melt and Passionlip can do if Passionlip throws Melt. That's Virgin Laser Palladian. But BB talks about how she can scoot you a little bit back in the timeline, just has to do some math by like an hour or so. So that's how you can fight Kiara and do the Kiara Punishers, is she can basically rewind time a little bit so you don't get got.
Mm-hmm.
And your servants reappear because Kiara fucking one-shots them.
Yeah, but once I realized, like, because throughout the event, Melt has been talking to somebody, and at points I couldn't feel like if she was actually talking to me or someone else. Like, it felt like it was talking to me, but at the same time, it didn't. I was like, why? It was just a little bit off in how she was speaking. And then turns out, like, no, this is actually her second run through. And you met her, and
she makes a couple of references which are pretty obvious, like, oh, I didn't see this last time, and you're like, have you been here before? And she's like, shut up, no, I'll fucking kick you.
Yeah. So you get the feeling that she did this, but, like, I wasn't expecting that I, as the master, was the first one she ran into in the first time and, won her heart. Enough that she would literally try to, like, break space and time to save me. Like,
yeah, no, it's literally, she's in New Game Plus, you did the bad end, and she's like, fuck it, I'm going back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
her spirit origin is literally crumbling because BB warned you about that. BB tells you, but if a servant was actually to go faster than the speed of light, they'd fucking explode or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And, like, this is the moment that I
realized... realizes that happened and she's just being an asshole, or she doesn't. Like, I'm not sure if she knows or
maybe
not.
she does it to, like, subtly warn you what's happening to her.
Maybe. But also, she's a huge asshole.
Yeah. Well, she's an asshole. Like, she loves to bully you. She bullies you because she loves you.
Kind of. She really loves that Hakuno person. But
Guy.
you're a knockoff senpai, so you'll do it a
You'll
pinch.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think the
'cause,
point of
again-
the story is that Melt and Lip actually genuinely come to care for you. Like they like Hakuno, but Hakuno doesn't really quite respond to them the same. And there's actually been some posts about that because, goddamn, Melt and Lip in CCC, especially Melt, are really shitty.
Yeah,
Like,
they've actually go into point about this, how they've actually developed since that time. Because CCC, I believe, is when they originally get broken off, and they are just the raw emotions.
Right. And in case you guys forgot, Melt is pleasure, as in pleasure for herself. She does only things that she enjoys for the sake of enjoying them and doesn't give a flip about what other people think. If she, I think there's an actual line in like her CCC bio, which is like, if she were to love someone, it would be a selfish, one-sided love, where she would just smother them with affection and not care what they felt about it. Though keep in mind, as a super huge sadist, some of Melt's idea of affection is probably to poke you with sharp objects. Because that's the only way she can feel alive, because she doesn't have any sense of touch. Oh my god, it's so tragic.
It is tragic. Fun fact, Belt's line with BB is if you put them in the same party, she's gonna knee you in the stomach when they get back.
Which, by the way, her knees are very pointy, in case you didn't pick that up.
Yeah. So, I laughed, but at the same time, I was like, oh boy.
There's probably a fan comic somewhere of, like, the Sagra 5, like, light up, and then Melt is just like, you know, eye lasers. Like, I'm gonna fucking kill you later. And you're just like, no, you're not. Sucks to be.
So I didn't mention, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but as soon as Mabel showed up, I was all like, fucking traitor! I pulled out my fucking electric baton. I swung it around a lot.
Yeah,
here's the thing.
I was starting to think that that Edgemia was actually going to get some character development in this, and he does kinda. They explain at least why he's a shitty person. Because he's from a really shitty timeline. Hey, guess who shit up that timeline? It was Kiara.
See, specifically, this is the thing that I found interesting. He broke, kind of, because he had to murder a fuck ton of not evil people to get to the one evil person.
Well, and actually, it's funny. Kiara explicitly it's funny because we don't have access to it. Kiara explicitly mentions an end of Fate's Day Night. The Heart of Steel ending. She says, a human's heart cannot be turned to steel. And the Heart of Steel is technically a bad end where Shiro goes full-blown hero of justice and he just kills fucking everybody involved in the Holy Grail War because they're all shitty people and this secret can't get out. Like, he decides to kill Sakura, I think it's in Heaven's Feel, and then he's like, fuck, Rin has to go too, I guess. And Ilya, and everybody's just gotta go. And like, so he basically goes crazy about his justice, and as far as we can tell, the implication is that Emiya Alter is that sort of Emiya Shiro, and he tried to have a heart of steel, but it didn't work because
kind of broke.
Because, like Kiara says, humans can't exist like that.
Nope.
That's how alter egos work because they are explicitly not human. They are very inhuman.
So you know.
Real talk, what I was saying was that, and the unfortunate thing is then he immediately betrays him. It's like, I thought once again we were actually going to get a decent look at your character, but no, you're still a shitty person. Why are you here?
Very, like, I don't know, like, I was kind of expecting it because, like, there's a scene where Bibi's all like, oh yes, betray them, and he's like, okay, cool, sure, we'll do that. I'm like, yeah, that's you. But at the very end, he does the thing, because I'm gonna tell you right now, the most terrifying fight was the Lost Man fight because I'm like, I can't see his class. Like, what is going on?
He's been beasted out. Basically, Kiara eats him,
and you're just like, what?
No, and honestly, that's kind of interesting because that's ultimately Lost Man Edgemia's downfall. Is like he tries to go it alone, and then, hey, guess what? It turns out the enemy was your one weakness. It's fucking Kiara.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad he shot Arnold, though. Our other guy was an asshole. That was okay. And then he tries to shoot Mabel, and Mabel just stands back up, and I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Like, again, lone, like, scaredy cat, woman running around Seraphix with a whole bunch of monsters and servants running around.
Oh, and I mean, the story even is like, she's sus as fuck, because it's like, especially once you meet Arnold, because it's like, you should be dead, like, 110%. Like,
But Arnold, yeah, at first he's all like, "Oh God, I'm so scared," but as soon as he like get away from him, he just like starts screaming at you. I'm like, I'm really glad I cut you off to go save Melt.
No, and honestly, well, I mean, and that makes sense because I'm pretty sure Arnold is actually the last asshole alive, and that's just because everybody in Seraphix is fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Except for all those magic babies who are dead, maybe.
Oh yeah. Like, I didn't understand that. Were those magic babies like actually like masters from like?
Actually, I think those were the master candidates who supposedly died.
Yeah, like that's what I'm like. That's what I've been trying to figure out.
I think that's where they all got after they got put in cryo after the command room got blown up. They got transferred, but at the same time, I was also like, "But man, it sounds like you're talking about how creepy it is. It sounds like it's the Mash factory because we know that Mash is a genetically engineered human." So I'm like, I'm not. Maybe it's the translation, but I'm not quite sure what's supposed to be so horribly inhuman about this because it sounded like you're telling me that those are the remaining master candidates who were put in medical emergency storage. But
yeah, that's my first initial impression.
But at the same time, you're like, but also you're talking about how this planetarium is really shitty and like there's all this like human whatever going on here with these half dead people, and I'm like, what is actually
I'm
going
sure
on here? Because enough time didn't pass. Because hey, guess what? After the command room gets blown up, you're fucking locked in. History is incinerated.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
this is one of those things of like, you don't know how much time has happened in game.
Right. We know that it's after you fixed the timeline. But
so, everyone's popping up.
But who the fuck authorized this? Because first of all, I'm pretty sure even if she was alive, Olga Marie wouldn't necessarily do that because she's kind of a little baby. Like she has no idea what the fuck she's doing in her magic life.
Who knows? Maybe it was Lev. I don't know.
Lev could have arranged something, but like I said, but then how did he arrange something after we blew the fuck up? Dear audience, comments. Explain to me what the fuck the actual timeline is, because like I said, it sounds like it was the master candidates, the remaining, or not even the candidates, but the remaining masters, or maybe they were candidates. Was that the implication that they were other potential candidates like us, but they didn't get picked, or what? I don't know. Like if somebody has a clear idea of what's supposed to be going on.
Share it.
Let us know, because we're not necessarily sure about that. We get that Seraphix is supposed to be creepy and evil, and the personnel are kind of shitty, and the atmosphere of mages. So wizards, no sense of right and wrong.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I'm not quite sure why everybody was like, and this place must die. We must bury this beneath the ocean and never speak of this again. And I'm like, I don't understand. Yeah, though part of that was Lost Man rambling, because he was like, yes, I will destroy all Chaldea because Chaldea did something bad once. You must never do bad again. And I'm like, okay, Chief. Good job, buddy. Real shiny. We traded Gawain for you.
Excuse me. Gawain was amazing. Full Nelson NP win.
Yeah. That should be, seriously, legitimately, like there are two 100% need to do summer male servants. One is Hawaiian shirt Ku.
Yeah.
The second is do like swim shorts Gawain, because he's all about the sun. And then his NP should be full Nelson.
Like, as we said, like, Summer 3, they had full-on sprites.
Yeah,
Not sprites.
They didn't even release those as costumes at the time. It was weird. It was like, that was so much effort to not do anything about it yet.
Like, I think, like, all the knights, like, it was Tristan, Lancelot, Bedivere, and Gawain all had summer...
and in fact, it was a huge plot point that, not Galahad, Hands. Which one is Hands?
Galfrey?
Galfrey. That's not right.
I know it starts with G.
Yeah, Gareth. That Lady Gareth was still dressed up in her full shiny night pants armor. And not dressed for summer.
Again, this is one of
which
those
was
things
hilarious because she's a lady, duh.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want to talk about how for Fate's all about fan service? They did a joke there where they put a female character deliberately in concealing armor and put all the dudes in their fucking hot-ass swimsuits. And we're like, that's the joke. The joke is that she's not dressed appropriately for the climate and she's, completely covered.
Yeah,
but seriously, though, Gareth went.
Gawain fighting, what was it, Passionlip?
Yeah, it's Lip, and he's just like, I'm gonna put her in a full Nelson. touch that
And
heart.
he like holds on. He comes back.
Well, yeah. First, he does what you think is he does the Gandalf, but he's okay. He's a little bloody, but he's okay.
I like how they actually have a bloody image of him.
Yeah.
And he's like, when everything's over, he's all like, oh, I'm just gonna lay down. And you're like, Gwaine, no. And he's like, yes, what is it? Comes up perfectly fine. I'm like, God damn it, Gwaine.
I'm actually okay. But yeah, no.
Like,
to,
honestly,
to
like,
do the
like,
dive,
again, this-
to do the
this-
dive into heart, he fucking with lip too. By the way, he fucking gets her the full Nelson, not a half Nelson,
Like-
the full Nelson.
Both arms. But again, like, honestly, this event has really sold me on Gwaine. Like, before I only really knew him from,
Yeah, this event is really good to Gawain and Tristan.
yeah.
Who
So, like,
were
I'm a little bit
unfortunately
happier
painted
now
by
that-
Camelot, right? Like,
Yeah.
because they're antagonists, they are very unfortunately characterized. For starters, in CCC, you actually get to see what the fuck Tristan is actually like. Turns out that, like all the other knights, he's a huge dork.
Like, again, like, I really appreciate that these super serious knights from Folklores are actually just kind of dorks and fun to be around. Like, I said, like, well, Benevir's a precious. He's just like, you're just a good boy. But, like, Lancelot, oh my god, you're a dork. Tristan, you're a dork. Gwaine,
Sir Lance is a lot of married women.
mm-hmm. I will
Also,
say,
I
like,
mean,
we got,
it's
we got,
interesting
we
that
got
everybody on the team has a decent amount of humor about ladies in relationships, which you'd expect from a lot of dudes working together.
mm-hmm. That's it. Like, I really enjoy it.
Though at
Again.
some point, Gawain does what is the actual line of dialogue I prompted? It's like where he's like, "Well, technically, I was married when I was alive, and I do like
Yeah,
my
that's like when
wife,
you
but I
first run
am
into
dead
Mayhem.
now, so I'm not sure how that works."
Yeah, it was like when you first meet Mabel and you're regarding about the female form.
Oh yeah,
she's
and
remarking-
I think Mabel is like, Gawain, you're great. Do you want to get married or something?
yeah.
Or do you have a wife? Like, she's fucking scoping
So
him out.
Gwaine is definitely not, shy about it, but he's like, I do have some ethics I need to uphold.
I'm like, technically, I'm dead now, so I think it's okay, but I was in a previous relationship, just to let you know.
And Tristan's all like, oh, that girl reminds me of Isolde. Or Isolde. I don't know. I'm gonna go save her. And you're just like, literally, that's the reason why you did it? And like, he's like, yeah.
That's hi. Have you met me? I'm Tristan. My legend is called Tristan and Isolde, or Isolde. So what?
Isolde.
What the fuck are you expecting? Yeah, I think the E
Ah.
is silent, but I'm not sure.
I'm here. So again, like characterization. I'm not gonna lie. I keep having to catch myself. I keep wanting to say Demia. I really do.
Wow,
Like,
I'm
Edgemia-
shocked. You of all people want to do that, because like we had this discussion about how you actually were made to feel uncomfortable. By the way, but
I think it's just because like Demia just flows off the fucking tongue easier.
yeah,
for me.
edge me is a little harder to say. It's a little bit more syllables.
Yeah.
At the same time, I fucking love it. It's so perfect because
It is perfect. Like I'm not
it's-
gonna lie.
it's such
It
a
fits
great
so fucking
encapsulation.
well. It just
No,
doesn't roll-
you are the edgy Emia.
It's just the fact that it doesn't roll up the tongue smoothly, and so my brain just auto moves to the one that does.
Well, you just
I'm like,
dropped.
God damn it.
You just dropped the E is the problem.
Yeah. Edge of me. Anyway, so I do enjoy that. Well, actually, let's preface this. So, I said we beat the story. So, Kiara shows up and, she turns the creepiness up to like 150 fucking %. I can
I'll say
understand why
this: as Beast 3R, Kiara does a good job. She's a good follow-up.
Oh yeah.
She's like, oh, by the way, I'm only half a beast and I'm a baby beast, but I'm gonna fuck your shit up. And I'm like, mm-hmm.
Just the way she talks and acts and like how she responds. I'm just
And
like,
the fucking these goddamn game designers, the story fight with her, the one that's hopeless, where she takes no damage
my
and
God.
she does not attack for 3 turns and just lets you beat against her like a wall while she talks to you with subs. And I'm like, this is just this feels unnecessary, but at the same time, this is very off-putting. Because it just makes you feel useless.
Like honestly, yeah, and this is the point that you died in the first.
Yeah, she just fucking obliterates you. Like, she obliterates all 4 of your servants in a flash.
Mm-hmm. And she
Which,
literally
I gotta
puts
be honest, I'm not sure why people weren't expecting this, because when my servants were all high and mighty, like, oh, even if you're a beast, you can't possibly stop us, like, 4 heroic servants, I'm like, guys, do you remember Babylonia? Do you remember how many tries it took me? That took us a while. We had to go through a lot of guys.
And
Like,
it's just like she
I'll admit
literally puts you
Gatia
in
was a
the
little bit
palm of-
easier because technically, but we still needed 2. We used up 2 servants, 2 heroic spirits to get through that guy.
Yeah, but like when she's about to like end your shit, she literally puts you in the palm of her hand. I'm just like,
Right,
I'm
because
like,
she turns giant.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also does the fucking transition where like you see the giant glowing her with the moon cell in the background, and like
you learn
she's
that
got her own leitmotif.
You realize that that the body you've been on has been hers the entire fucking time. Then you look back and it's like, oh my god, that is Kiara.
BG
like,
Devs, by the way, I fucking told you guys. Everybody's like, oh, but it's BB's body. I'm like, no, BB's a separate map, guys. Don't lie to me.
I don't remember hearing that. I really didn't care.
It was like in a comment, I think, like, or a couple of comments, people were like, because I talked about this, where I think after the first episode, after the pregame, people were like, no, it's BB's body. And I'm like, I even did like a follow-up, I think, where I was like, last episode, where I was like, several people have said that it's BB's body, but I know that there's a separate BB map. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Kiara's body, even though it's set. Even though in the event BB tries to say that it's her, it's not though. But like, no,
I
vindication.
think like the BB and then like Kiara, like it. I don't know, maybe. Well, again, like BB was working with Kiara.
Also,
kinda.
This event made me feel bad for a demon god pillar. Poor Zepar. That guy got
seriously.
crushed.
Again, like. I love Kiara, like, as a, like, but at the same time,
this
like,
event really,
God.
I mean, I'm glad I did the one. This event solidifies to me about basically why Kiara is kind of the worst, because she really should be, if not a normal person, she should be really fucking good. She should be a savior. She's a bodhisattva. She is one who could obtain nirvana. The literal half second, the moment Zepar comes along, and you think from, like, the records that, like, oh, this was really terrible that Zepar took over her body, and whatever. And they're not explicit, but they're not shy about implying that Zepar had Kiara bang a lot of dudes, and possibly some ladies, for political power. Mm-hmm. They're not shy. Kiara's part of a second cult. It's not a big deal.
Whatever.
But, like, the moment, the opportunity where she sees a different timeline, where she was an evil asshole who lost, by the way. She loses. Because in order to become that self, she had to absorb BB, Passionlip, and Melt. And so, because they really liked Hakuno was able to defeat her because she couldn't go 100%. But anyway. But, like, she sees an alternate timeline where she becomes supremely powerful but still loses, and she's like, fuck, let me get in on this. I'm gonna become super evil and become the center of everything. Even though everybody says it's a terrible idea. I'm like, I think that's the quote-unquote tragedy of Kiara's character, is that she's a character who fundamentally, she should be a really good force in our universe, but the moment the opportunity for her to jump off that straight and narrow path comes, she's just like, fuck it, I'm skinny dipping. I'm going in.
Like, I think the way they explained this was, she loves humanity. She really loves humanity. It's just that she only consider herself the only human.
Yeah, Kiara's main plot point is that, at least in that universe, in the CCC universe, which this Kiara looked at, was that because of her experience with as a cult leader, basically, she realized that she had a very solipsistic existence where, like, people were basically putty to her. They just, not even like anything really sexual, just they loved talking to her, engaging with her, and they're like super big cult of personality stuff. And so she comes to the conclusion that, oh, clearly I'm the only human who exists, and thus all love in this universe belongs to me. I will become the center of everything. And I love myself and want to love more stuff. And it's just like, yeah, wow, you're incredibly awful.
Yeah. I'm still glad I got her. Let's see here. There's
also, by the way, here's a weird thing. There's some stuff going on our Discord that apparently the Aniplex USA YouTube posted a video of the panel, the localization panel at SoccerCon, the cool panel, but then they took it down, and like I've deleted the tweet or something. So it's like listen, we run a YouTube channel. I don't know how the fuck you get to the point where you have uploaded an entire video with proper title and description and everything, and then you're like, whoops, we didn't mean to post that. I'm like, I don't know how you get that far, so I'm not sure what's going on. I feel like maybe some hands are not talking.
Yeah.
We'll keep you apprised on that situation, audience, if you don't know better than we do in the future. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so yeah, no, I think I said this because they explicitly say that that our FGO, the FGO timeline Kiara basically becomes the CCC Kiara. She basically gets the same mentality and personality. So I'm kind of glad that they explicitly cover that. That made it a lot easier to talk about once, where I was like, No, it's pretty explicitly spelled out that, hey, if you want to know what Kiara is like, well, this is basically what she's like. It's just the origin stories are a little bit different. And her summonable version is not necessarily any better. She's still chaotic evil. It's just her alter ego has a different way of approaching things. Instead of just trying to become a giant lady and unbirth the core of the earth or something dumb like that, she has a very much more ascetic lifestyle. This is a big deal, by the way, in OQ Labyrinth, where like she explicitly points out that she's living a monastic lifestyle where she abstains from certain things, and like she follows a very strict path where she will not do anything to interfere with you. But hey, if you want to touch giant demon titties, you totally can. She's open to that. She's into it.
Yeah.
But you know, maybe she'll be standing right in front of you as you have a mysterious fall. But it's not like regular Kiara would like grab your hand and place it places.
Kiara, our Kiara, I think I've said this a couple times. She wants you to succumb to her, to like her, but she also enjoys seeing you resist her. Because
yeah, it's very interesting. Kiara is, unlike say Melt and Lip, who are like, part, you know, like Melt's a sadist, Lip's not really a masochist. She just invites people to torture her. I don't know if she actually enjoys it, but that's kind of the side of the coin she represents. Funnily enough, I guess Kiara eating them, she's full-blown sadomasochism. She's like, she will torment, but also she gets giddy, describing like all the servants trying to kill her over and over again as like a unique experience. So like, she's pretty fucked up. Like, she enjoys the experience of self-denial as much as she enjoys the climax of, like, you know, the climax. Which, to her, by the way, involves a giant Earth.
Yeah. Becoming the Earth's erogenous zone. God damn it, woman.
I'm glad the writing in this is so unabashedly translated. It's like, nope, no.
I'm good.
They're not, listen, this event wasn't subtle.
I'm like, yeah, well, the CCC wasn't subtle in
no,
theirs. Like,
no, like,
they even mentioned,
the
like...
tone of writing is not subtle. So, I'm glad they kept that. They're like, no, here's a fucking sledgehammer.
I think they even
by the way, the sledgehammer came out of Kiara's
are, like,
vagina.
Too racy. Like, are too racy. They're like, oh my god. I think you're doing it like with Suzuka when you go into her heart.
Yeah, when you go into her heart. She's like, secret gardens are too racy or something.
Yeah, like too lewd or something. It was just like.
By the way, in case you didn't catch that, I said my joke was that the sledgehammer came out of Kiara's vagina.
I'm pretty sure it did.
That's the subtlety level of this event, which is not much.
So, let's see here. So Kiara, she's a big bad, all right, but unfortunately, Lucky likes bad girls. Like,
well, and also here's a very interesting thing, which I actually kind of like about FGO. FGO's not shy about giving you your fucking your most immortalist enemies as playables. Fucking, we have Jean Alter on our side. Remember when she was a huge bitch in the first story?
Yeah.
And did pretty fucked up. Now, admittedly, she has a lot of that, what they call Freudian excuse, because she's a fake and all that stuff, and like, there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Like, she's, as an Avenger, she's kind of fucked up, but also Alter was literally created to be the Nega-Jean, so, like, she doesn't have any control about being as much of an asshole as she is, basically.
Yeah, that's why she's an Avenger.
But, like, at the same time, like, no, she's pretty shitty.
Well, see, here's the interesting thing about Jean Alter. Like, Jean Alter has, like, several appearances before she actually becomes...
Well, yeah, she has... this is the interesting thing. Like, arguably, Melt and Lip are antagonists, right? They have no idea what the fuck they're doing with their lives. They're fucking shit up. Liz in CCC is an awful character. Like, you know, talking about callousness, like, she's much... I think she's probably meant to be a deliberate mirror of Kiara, where she, like, doesn't understand that other people are people on a fundamental level and does horrible things to them. Oh, and you're playing FGO, you're in Extel, and it's like, I'm just an Idaru, I'm gonna sing terribly. That's the joke. People don't like my singing voice. Never mind that I probably stabbed lots of people and made their blood explode and stuff in the game I'm actually from, because in that game she has character development. Yeah. So that's what Fate does for a lot of these characters, is that either in their home games or throughout, well, actually, John Alter home game is FGO, so in her home game, they give these characters the character development to, like, understand why the fuck they're such a piece of shit. And then they come back as Summonerman, like, they're not necessarily any better as people, but you understand them. And
when you can empathize with them a little bit, it makes them not seem as evil as it does
and
tragic.
That's why the summonable Kiara is an alter ego. She's not a beast anymore.
No.
Like, the people you can summon they have left a part of themselves. Like, they are not the ultimate disconnect. Like, we will never be able to summon, I think, Gaetia as we meet him at the Time Temple of Solomon, because he fundamentally does not understand us, right? That's the whole point, is that he does not actually understand people and why they do things, and he's gonna fuck everything up.
I honestly think that King of Humanity.
Yeah,
Gaetia,
that's the thing. Like, after you have robbed him of his immortality, after you've stuck him in a position where he can actually understand us, and we've talked about that before, how that's such a great moment where he's like, my God, I finally understand humans. And I understand that you have really pissed me off. And so even as I am literally crumbling to dust, I am a corpse dying. I'm double dying over here. I'm going to fucking fight you because that's the most human thing I can think to do. And I'm like, fuck yeah, it is. Now come over here. I'm going to fucking suplex you.
Like, and, that's why people are like, I'm saying, like, me, you, and several hundred, like, I want to say, like, millions of people are screaming, give Tiamat.
Yeah. And, and it's interesting, especially, like, it's weird that Tiamat's kind of like the reverse. Like, you kind of get a feel through either the way Kigu is, and through Gorgon a little bit, and through the way Femme Fatale acts, what Tiamat's good points are. It's only after you have basically killed all her limiters off that she's, like, full-blown kaiju rampage. And there's no necessarily getting over that. Like, even when First Hassan gives her the concept of death, that's not, like, tragic. That's like, oh, thank God, we might actually win this one, because, unfortunately, before this, she's a fucking unstoppable force of nature.
Yeah. But, when you think about it, like, no, she's just a mother who misses her kids. But fundamentally, that can't happen.
But yes, playable Tiamat win. Especially now that we have both Kiara and Kama, guys, you're just fucking teasing me.
Yeah, you have King Protea, who has Tiamat as... Oh god, this reminds me so much. This makes me laugh. Fucking Melt, one of the goddesses. Well, it's Parvati, someone else, and fucking Artemis.
Who is
the...
No, I think Parvati is in Lip.
Oh no, Parvati is...
Who
was it else in... God,
Melt is Saraswati, who is a Hindu goddess of water. And the other thing she is, interesting enough, is Leviathan.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome.
But yes, no, you're right. She's part Artemis, which is fucking hilarious.
It gets great too because she has a My Room line. Is like, is that Artemis? It can't be. Are you telling me that one day I'm gonna turn into that lovey-dovey couple? And she's just like entirely shook. I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh, she's just jealous. Artemis Orion has huge boobs.
I believe it.
Melt's a little sensitive about her stature. She's a very slimlined Sakura.
Like, actually, it says this in her details. Her height is with her legs. Her weight is without. That should give you some clues about her character.
She likes to feel very tall, but she is a small Sakura, as opposed to Lip, who lips thick, but also because of her hands, she literally weighs a fucking ton.
Yeah, don't mention her weight. She gets very upset. And don't stare at her breast. Also, I eternally have a fucking beef with Rob.
You are like, between your hands and your boobs, that's like 90% of you. I guess your face is adorable. We can maintain eye contact, but like...
It is adorable.
She
gives you a kiss on the cheek, and you're just like, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, Lip's super sweet.
Oh my gosh.
Well, apparently, that's her.
You can't grab her hands with... Yeah. Apparently, you can grab her hands without dying, because she tells you to do that, like, when you start free-falling at some point.
It's the way I understood it is though. Like, she has to be careful. But that's part of her character development, too. She actually understands, oh, my hands kill people, so be careful.
Yeah, because she has that body dimorphism where she doesn't actually understand her hands are giant-ass fucking untimed claws.
That's her character arc in CCC. She doesn't she can't perceive that her hands are really fucked up.
Yeah. Oh my god, the Sakura 5 are so sad. God!
Yeah.
But... So, speaking of Sakura 5, the fucking, Virgin Lady Palladian down into Kiara, God damn, for just some fucking PNGs on the screen, that was fucking intense.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm sure it'll be cool though. I'm glad that
Oh,
it's
you
got its
haven't
graphic
gotten
there.
there?
No,
What?
I haven't beaten Kiara.
Oh,
That's the epilogue.
That's the epilogue. That's right.
This event is actually super weird. Where the finale, where you quote unquote finish the event, is you fucking lose, and then the epilogue is okay. Now you're gonna win. And no, I'm not quite there yet. I'm almost done. I think.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I missed. I heard epilogue, and I thought you were on the BB map.
No, I'm not. I am not there yet. I am not yet to the BB map.
Okay,
I don't copy BB,
okay,
but
so
I'll be there. I'll be there
yet.
soon. Like I could, if I hadn't stopped playing FGO to like record this show, I could probably be there by now because I got like.
All right, so I'm not gonna mention anything else because no spoilers, for you anyway. But so shoot. Okay, so
Listen, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm getting tired. We're actually fuck. I don't think we can talk about those things. We're at an hour 20.
I mean, we can go up to like 2 hours.
Sure. Why the fuck not? We can do whatever we want.
Like I said, like.
I think I gotta go. I think I might have to pause the recording and go get a new water because I'm starting to run out of energy. Here.
If you want me, I can just read. So you didn't get that 5-star.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have you do that anyway because I have to read 3 new servants. So, welcome to one-on-one time with Lucky. He's gonna read my notes on so you didn't get that 5-star. If we're done talking about Seraphix.
Well, as I said, we can save a little bit for next week because the event will still be going on and you should be done with it.
We'll have final thoughts because we'll be able to talk about the whole story and all the bonus quests and got all our BBs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Have you used BB at all?
The what?
I mean, you're done with the epilogue, so have you used your BB at all?
Yeah, I have. You have to get her up to Bond 3 and Ascension 3 to complete all the missions.
That's not hard.
So,
that's good now. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you read that. I gotta go get a new bottle of water because I'm dying over here.
All right. So, you didn't get that 5-star CCC edition. Our 5-star of the moment is Passionlip, our first SR alter ego and limited. Her HP and attack is very balanced, and she has slightly more attack than the upcoming Mecha Ellies. She has a gorilla deck, but decent MP gen and hit counts with her quick and arts to compensate a bit. As opposed to Melt, the quick single target, Lip is Buster AoE, dealing big damage and dropping a team heal with an MP interlude in the future. This fortifies that Limp is meant as a tank. Her first skill, Breast Valley, gives her 3 times, for 5 turns, a debuff immunity and a significant damage cut. Masochistic Tendency gives her a sizable defense buff and applies Taunt with a short 4-turn minimum cooldown. In the future, it will also give her an attack buff which scales if her HP is low. Her final skill, Trash and Crash, gives her a notable attack and defense buff, 3 turns of Nora Invincible, and a 10% chance to apply ID ignore defense on attack. But it has a risk of stunning herself. As a high servant, she has a ton of passives. Magic Resent C, Independent Action C, Present Concealment A+, and Core of the Goddess C. Basically, this means what you want to do is you want to pop Breast Valley, then pop her Trash and Crash, try to bail up a bit of damage, and when shit gets real, you pop Masochistic Tendency. You get her skills up there, you can get into this rotation fairly easy. She might need a little bit of support, especially if her skill levels are low, but very solid if you want to do wave clears against cavalry classes. So Mega back yet?
Yeah. I want to clarify, it's my fault for reading on my notes. That's instant death on attack.
Oh, instant death. Okay.
It's okay. I'm not surprised you didn't remember that's what that did. That never fucking procs.
It never fucking procs.
I think it's got like a 10% chance, and then it's also multiplied by your fucking death multiplier or whatever.
Oh, trust me, that happens to me a couple times. Way more than it happens to them. So, yeah, with interesting enough, with independent action C and present concealment A, she does have a bit of a tendency to get crits off, but it's not something that you should truly rely on. Like, I don't know, like, team comp-wise, I don't know who I put her with. Like I said, this ain't my forte. I think she goes fairly well with Lip, believe it or not. Not Lip, Melt.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Melt with her quick deck can generate quite a few stars. And actually, I don't know what is Alter Ego's star weight?
I think it's middle of the road. Also, by the way, I would like to confirm, they have posted it again on Twitter. The full 45 minutes of the FGO localization panel at SoccerCon is posted with an actual, honest-to-God professional camera and stuff. And it's got, like, the transitions into the videos.
Oh, nice.
and stuff. Like, it does the thing where, like, they'll switch to a slide, and then the slide will actually come up full screen on the video, so it's edited together.
Okay, nice.
So that's pretty good. Still, that's quite a while for that that panel to actually come out. So,
Yeah,
but at least
they haven't.
everybody can enjoy Sakura's VA's video. That's actually, I think, the thumbnail right now.
Yeah. By the way, that Magic Resist C has saved my ass against BB slots so many fucking times.
Oh my god, Magic Resistance! Like, it's so great to see my lineup of goddesses just go fuck you, BB.
Yeah, because here's this thing I've definitely noticed. There is definitely more negatives in BB slots than there are positives.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm definitely always pleasantly surprised when, like, oh, you get damage plus 1,000, or you get NP gain per turn. I'm like, oh, a shocker.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's great. That's amazing.
And I've also come to the conclusion that each node, it's not like a full swing. It has like 3 or 4 options.
Yeah, they're some of them are, like, I think the wanted quests are always fixed.
Yeah, the wanted quests, but no, because I was doing just a regular map for farming, and I got attacked down 3 times in a row. I'm like,
yeah,
wait a minute.
It's not quite like fully random, but you can definitely get some swings. It's
there's some randomness, but it's not like you get a full list of positive negatives. You probably get like maybe like 2 negatives and 1 positive, or like 2 positives, 4 negatives, or something between there.
Yeet.
Like that, because remember, BB's there to bully you.
Yeah.
Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. She's gonna help you.
I'm your fair and impartial game master. Here, BT dubs, let me take all your fucking money, and also give you taunt. That hasn't happened to me as much as to some people, but, shoot, what was I? Oh, that's right, it was from the new Borderlands trailer, which we're gonna have to talk about, because there was a gameplay Borderlands reveal. We'll talk about that on WhatsApp also.
Mm-hmm.
But I joked in our Discord, BB Slot gives you taunt on your Tomo cat, and you're just like, I have pre-ordered your gravestone.
Yeah.
Because I'm
my god,
well, that's not gonna last long. Even with that morph, you're gonna run out of life soon.
So, real talk, there are a couple fights where Berserkers lose their class advantage / class weakness. Holy fucking shit, Tomo Cat gets tanky.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
oh my
HP weighted, so.
Yeah, she's HP weighted. She has like a very solid morph skill. Her noble phantasm gives her fucking like minimum like 3k heal per turn.
Yeah,
it's
a big heal because it stuns herself.
Yeah, but like I've been running the what the heck is it? The mystic code that you got for the event. Can't remember what the name it was.
It's
Lunar
Memories of.
Sea.
Is it Lunar Sea? Or is it 2035?
It might be Lunar Sea.
I don't know. It's fucking one of them. It's
one of them.
Unfortunately, some mystic codes are not named very memorably.
Yeah, it's the one that has the Spiritron boost, the Stepping Stones to Survival, and the other one. But the Stepping Stones to Survival just gives you like 1 turn of debuff immunity. I just threw it on Atomic Cat. It's all like, you're about to wreck some fucking shit, girl. It was amazing.
Yeah, and in future, I think it's her morph will actually do that for her.
Yeah.
It'll give her debuff immunity, which is meant to be used with her NP, just like Lip's supposed to use her debuff immunity with her 3rd skill.
I think we mentioned this last week, but I'm super glad. Like, again, characters getting characterization. I'm really glad Atomic Cat was in here.
Oh yeah, Cat's great. I think I talked about this in our Discord where I was like, Cat's actually always been written this great. It's just she doesn't show up a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no, she's great, and she actually gets some good moves in. She gets to remind everybody that even as a berserker, she knows how to use curse, which is basically curses are basically a form of magic, right? Like if you've ever played Tamamo and Extella, all the stuff he does are like her curses when she's not kicking people.
But let's see here. So that's enough tangenting. You want to do the new servants now?
Yeah. I've summoned my energy, and I've got a fresh bottle of water.
Oh yeah.
And I've completely forgotten what I was going to title this episode, but it'll be something. Case files in May? I don't know. Something about robot maids. Anyway, let's talk about those new servants. So, let's start at the top. New welfare, Gray. She's an assassin, which is interesting. And she's pretty decent for that, though. She's got the exact same attack and HP as Summer Ushi, which is the best 4-star assassin, stat-wise. And being a free NP5 and having multiple damage asteroids means she can actually outpunch your Cleopatras or your Semiramuses as far as AoE goes, which is super cool, because, goddamn, AoE assassin is a niche. Like, I feel like some people said, like, oh, we already got Summer's Cock. I'm like, Yeah, but Summer Skahawk's not really that good. Like, she's okay, and, like, she has power, but, like, she's only got, like, the one damage steroid, and her kit is really weird. It's not very together, and, like, mostly I feel like the game wants you to try and throw her NP a lot so you can proc instant death, but which we already established never fucking happens, so. Gray will be a lot more effective at farming. So her base NP gain is pretty good, and she has a 3-hit arts card, but she only has 1 arts card in her quick arts buster deck. So even with the unique passive for more NP gain, which we'll talk about a little bit later, that's a little slow naturally. She has a couple ways to compensate for this, but still, it's not the best, but she's an assassin. So skill 1 gives her 20 to 30% more attack for 3 turns, and a 50 to 100% damage increase versus undead, which are a fairly common trait for mobs. There's no servants that do it, but like for mob farming, it'll be pretty important. Also, you know, those damned giant ghost bosses. Her second skill is a double mana burst. It's a 40% quick buster up, and gives you 1 hit, 1 turn of invincible as an emergency defense. I think it's 1 turn anyway. It might be 3 turns. I wrote these over today. But I think it's 1. It's like a super emergency button, but it's helpful. So that ups her primary card types a lot. And then her third skill is she has a 20% NP battery and increases her debuff resistance, which means it's 20% flat, so she can K-scope, which for farming is good. Her passives are... Did I not? Oh, wow, I just realized this. I realized I forgot to write her actual NP notes. That's okay, I remember them. Oh no, I wrote it at the beginning, I just didn't talk about it. I'm dumb. Sorry, guys, I'm a little tired. It's like we're recording a little bit later than usual, and like I said, we talked a lot, so I'm a little unfocused. I'll circle back around to her NP, everybody. But her passives are Independent Action A+, that's pretty good. She has Magic Resistance C, and then her special 10% NP gain up skill. So her Noble Phantasm is a Buster AoE, which reduces enemy quick Buster resistance for 3 turns. So now I know... Yeah, she's a quick-focused servant, and she has a Buster NP, so that sucks a little bit, but it's got some decent hits, and it's Buster and quick resistance down, combined with her Mana Burst type skill, which increases her damage on those 2 card types. She can bring a lot of pain repeatedly. It's hard for her to spam her NP, but like she can definitely do follow-up damage, and will mesh very well with other Buster and quick-focused servants. So that's pretty good. She's pretty useful. If you've missed out on Summer Skahawk, that's going to be pretty good in the future. And also, like I said, I mean, for a Welfer, she's got phenomenal stats. Like I said, she can punch in the weight class of some 5 stars. So that's pretty good that like they're giving you a character who's actually still useful. Okay. Next up is Sima Yi, aka Reines El Meloe Archisorte. I would say Archisorte, but I'm pretty sure that's how Kenneth said his name with the hard C. Mm-hmm. Also, by the way, she comes with a free Tremau. Though, like,
who Tremau is?
We should double check because I don't know if a lot of people know the name, but that's the Metal Maid, Mega Maid.
Yeah, basically,
Waver repurposed the Volume and Hydrogyra Mystic Code into a robot maid and taught her that she was a Terminator. Waver is a huge dork. In case you didn't know. I've heard, by the way, a couple hashtag Justice for Tremau's, because she's like 80% of the animations here. So she really should have flown
that's
solo.
Another one. I think that's another servant I wanted or added this.
We 100% wanted Tremau as her own standalone, but I guess if she comes with Sima Yi, well, they have to make us want to roll her somehow.
Yeah.
But seriously though, like it's a damn shame because like 90% of Rena's animations are Tremau punching people or turning into a horse and crushing them or other stuff.
Isn't she the fucking Noble Phantasm too?
She's part of it. She like liquefies into the ground, but I think it's definitely something that Sima Yi does.
Yeah. Mm.
It's like it's applying Sima Yi's formation to the liquid metal maid. I don't know. Anyway, so Reines is a support rider which is a very interesting build. She has respectable HP. I think she's like 3rd in line of all riders, and her attack isn't terrible. She's actually between Drake and Iskandar, who, hey, guess what? You use them for primarily offensive farming, so she's okay. She's got a quick arts buster deck with 4 hits art cards and a very solid NP gain base. Her first skill is an old favorite, Tactician's Advice A. It's a little bit weaker than Waver's, but still very good. Defense, damage cut, team NP. A cornerstone. Her second skill is an interesting thing. It's got a targetable buff, which gives 20% NP charge to the target, and gives them up to a 40% attack up. I think it's 20 to 40%. But if its demerit is that Reines cuts her own attack by 20% for 3 turns. So if you're at level 10, she can kind of mitigate this herself, but it's really better if you put it on another character. And then her final skill is a skill version of Volume and Hydra Gyrum. It gives 2 hits of Invincible for 3 turns to an ally, increases their debuff resistance by a percentage. It's not as good as the CE, but it is Reines doing it, not Kaneth. Also, I think I've said her name like 3 different ways. It's okay. We talked about this. Where was I? Oh, so her NP is the Unspeakable Formation. This is where shit gets weird. So, first off, it's a 30 to 50% defense down and crit rate down to enemies for 3 turns, okay? It's huge. And then it cleanses her debuffs, so that's great if you want to get rid of that demerit. It cancels defensive class weaknesses for 3 turns. So you know how, you know how normally a rider would take, double damage from an assassin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't happen for 3 turns.
Wow.
You know how a caster would take double damage from a rider? No, it doesn't happen for a while. You know how berserkers do, 1.5x damage to everybody? No, it doesn't happen.
Holy shit. Also,
you know how berserkers normally take 1.5x damage from everybody? That also doesn't happen, so... Yeah, it's a crazy good buff. It doesn't necessarily remove damage, but it's just it doesn't block damage directly, but it's just you don't get class advantage for a while. It's great. So for her passives, she has Magic Resistance B, Writing B, and Territory Creation B, so well-rounded, focused on her card deck. Very good that as a writer, she still gets Territory Creation. I would say her main weaknesses is that she's a writer, which means her star weight is huge, which obviously as a support-focused servant. Yes, her attack isn't terrible, but still, you want those crit stars to be going to somebody useful. And the second is she doesn't have any proper evasive abilities. She can only do defense up or damage cut, and not a super high defense up or damage cut either, or, give you a little bit of invincible on a target, but for hits. And actually, I don't know if that requires it to be somebody else. I'd have to double check if that's her or others. She's best at reducing damage, not negating it. 2 hits of invincible, for instance, won't save you from a full turn. That's 1 servant gets a free pass on an NP, basically. So it's very likely that she needs a second supporter to make sure that your whole team doesn't get bullied, because she can just get slammed. For instance, unlike Waver, she doesn't have a stun or a charge down, for instance. So without a second support servant, you're going to be eating a lot of NPs, and everybody knows that's not good. Even if you half of the damage they do. Still, pretty interesting.
Sorry.
Okay. Astraea. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm a little tired.
Mm-hmm.
But Astraea, aka Luvia, by the way, if you didn't know who Astraea is, that's basically the constellation Libra. She's the Roman goddess of justice and the scales and stuff.
Yeah, I first said Libra, and I was people are like, no, it's Astraea. I'm like,
Same difference. Same difference, basically. It's Luvia, anyway.
Yeah.
It's drill hair. So this is a new, permanent 4-star ruler, first of that class. The previous 4-star rulers were welfare or limited, so that's cool. Great that they're finally deciding to flesh out that slot. Also, once again, are there going to be moon cancers in Lost Belt 4 or something? I'm a little concerned.
I mean,
there's been a lot of fucking rulers lately.
Well, as I said, honestly, at this point, maybe not, because I said they did just have a welfare, so they basically did give one for free. We just got it in North America, and they just got the rerun done in JP. So I'm
yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Some people have said that it's unfortunate that the rerun passed, so you cannot suplex City BB. But we'll talk more about Suplex. We'll take a trip down to Suplex City later.
Mm-hmm.
So, she's also a pretty good one at that. Luvia's HP and attack are straight up better than the other 2 SR rulers. She's top of her class. She is quick arts buster with moderate NP gain, but it's a little bit better than you think, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So first off, her first skill is Libra's Protection A+, gives her a 10 to 20% attack, defense, and NP gain up for 3 turns. So yeah, first of all, we're talking, like I said, 20% NP gain up all the time. Then she has a Mana Burst Stars. It's a little bit weaker than normal. It's only 20 to 30%. Usually you can get up to like 50% on a Mana Burst or something, 40 or 50. But it's 2 her arts cards, and it gives you a fucking 10 to 30 critical stars, straight up. That's right, at level 10, 30 critical stars.
Boom.
So yes, obviously, hey, guess what? If you arts crit, you don't need NP gain. That takes care of that problem. And then her final skill, to guarantee that she arts crits, is Star Judgment. It costs you 5 stars. You must have 5 stars to use this skill, and it will use up 5 of them. But it gives her a big star weight buff for 1 turn, 300 to 600%. And I believe rulers are already middle of the pack, so it's not a huge concern. It also gives her a 30 to 50% crit buff and 20% NP charge, and has a 6 to 4 turn cooldown. That's right, she can do this every 4 turns. That's a 20% NP battery, everybody. Every 4 turns with a 50% crit up. Which basically all but guarantees, I'm pretty sure, that she will get stars and she will crit big, and that means she's going to charge her fucking NP. So you don't care about the fact that her NP gain is average. She'll gain her NP through arts crits. Speaking of that arts, let's see, where is her NP? It's in here somewhere. There we go. Her NP is a single target arts, which has 8 hits. That's probably why her base NP gain is low. But unlike Emiya Assassin, she actually compensates. So it has 8 hits. It has trait damage versus evil enemies, so that's minimum 150% extra damage if the enemy is evil, which is great. There are lots of evil enemies, servants as bosses, plenty of mobs. It's a very good trait to damage. Oh, and it also just drops 20 stars, just for free. So that's Luvia's basically complete package. Now she has Independent Action A, by the way. Territory Creation A. And Goddess Core B, though unlike most rulers, she has no magic resistance on her own, but Goddess Core B is still a decent amount of debuff resist. It's not like Jean or Samba Ketz will just, shed debuffs like water, but still decent. And yeah, this is a permanent servant, by the way. She is permanently in the pool. She is a ruler, so she will tank a lot of shit. And goddamn, those arts crits. Like, obviously, rulers deal neutral damage, so we talked about this with Xu Huangdi, who obviously... He needs to crit big because otherwise he's not doing any damage at all as a ruler, dealing neutral damage. But goddamn, we're talking NP spam here type stuff. And unlike Emperor Mothman, she actually has a damaging NP. It's single target. If you had to say a downside to her character, other than a 20% defense buff, she's got basically no defensive moves. It's all offense and crits. That said, if you suplex hard enough, you don't need defense. Yeah, so she's gonna be a great character. I'm gonna roll on this fucking banner just for her. So
I don't know if I think I will, just because I don't think I won't be upset if I get a Lady Reines. But Luvia, Luvia,
I want Luvia, and the secret is I want Trimhouse, so whatever. Reines comes attached, so I'll fucking put up with it.
Yeah, I want Trimhouse with a side
also,
of,
I do have waivers, so that'll be pretty funny at least.
I need to put them together.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. What is Lady Reines' relationship with Waver? Does she hate him? Does she like him?
She is a smug little sister. They're adopted though, but that's her job. She's his boss, but also he's older than her, so it's that kind of relationship.
Because again, I'll just remind everyone, due to Waver's actions, Lord Melio gets fucked up. He might have got fucked up anyway, but
some stuff happened, but that's actually, I think that's in a prologue to Case Files. Is young Waver actually has he moves to adopt the title temporarily, and they're he's Cain's servant. He learned not his servant, his apprentice. He learned lots of stuff. He was the only one he was the only major member of the Mages Association to survive the whole Holy Grail War incident, because all the other actual mages died. Nobody wants to talk to Kiritsugu.
Nope.
So, But basically, the Clock Tower has to decide if they're gonna, like, sanction his ass, basically, for being a wild card and going out of his way and fucking some shit up. But ultimately, I think and like I said, I only half remember this, but ultimately, he gets to, like, convince Reines to, like, keep him on, and she's like, okay, I'll adopt you. You're my older brother. Kenneth was, like, her, I think they were cousins. That's just why she has a different surname. They're related, at least. They're the same house.
They're related, yeah. But
she's gonna inherit stuff, but she adopts him as part of the family as her brother, so he gets to be styled as El Meloy too.
Lord El Meloy the second, and he's very particular about the second.
Mm-hmm. He's not that first.
But
guy.
basically, if I remember correctly, like the family was actually like kind of fell into ruin. And
because Kenneth put all these resources into surviving, and I think his magic crest got lost.
Yeah.
Now they were interesting that they had a couple of different, like we said, like Reines is from a different cadet branch, so obviously they have different stuff going on. So it wasn't like a total loss, but it was still a huge blow.
Yeah. But
so they're kind of impoverished despite being a high level. They still have political power, but a lot of their actual capital is diminished, which is I think why Reines decides to adopt him, because Waver's like, I don't know, actually fucking good at his job or something.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's been noted in several places that any, like, student that attends, like, Waver's classes becomes an exceptionally good mage later.
Yeah, and he teaches interesting classes. Like, he teaches, like, basics of magic shit, but people are really good. And he obviously, as we've seen from the pilot, the episode 0, he has his own, like, personal circle of apprentices who are pretty good at their jobs and who are kind of fun. Love to see more of those.
So
kids.
again.
Also, I think he in the Case Files universe, he collects more. Like, he runs into Luvia. He runs into hey, tragedy of tragedies. Old Mary gets to live in the Case Files universe and gets to hang out with Waver. I don't know if we're adapting those storylines though, but yeah, she's in Case
Give
Files.
me a secret banner. Give me secret banner with fucking like SSR Olga Marie. Fuck.
Yeah, give me the part 2 banner where the spoilers come in.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be fucking awkward. Hey, so you used to be the director, but then you died, and now I've summoned you. I don't think you can be the director again, but you can hang out.
Well, it should be summoning as a servant, so, you know, you can only become a servant after you die, I guess. Or pseudo-servants. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't fucking know.
It's weird.
It's weird. Servants are weird, alright? Throne of Heroes, what you doing? What's your rules? Throne of Heroes says rules? I make the rules.
I am beyond the axis of time. Fuck you. I'm like, okay, thanks, Throne.
I just imagine the Throne of Heroes just giving you the double bird and be like just fading into the blackness.
Yeah, the Throne of Heroes is by the way is like a still graphic of like a giant blob with like timelines and forks and shit, and it's just like flips 2 double birds out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Throne of Heroes, it does what it wants. If it got hands to flip you a bird, you can do it. Oh man.
Oh, did Nora only just now noticed? That's funny.
Yeah, he just now noticed. And why'd you have to use Mondstadt?
Because that's what somebody said. Was it you said that? I don't know. I forgot already. But
yeah, I said it.
Because... You corrected it, but I was like, no, they're a Mondstadt now. Hey, fair warning. If you come into our Discord, we may change your nickname.
I've done it several times. We have True Willpower. We have Meme Machine. Who else have I changed?
Our new bread friend who you doubled up on it. You made them bread herring, which is hilarious because that was just me. That was just like somebody said like red herring, and I'm like, excuse me, bread herring, please.
Bread herring. It was me because okay, slight tangent. The story was the guy was he was talking about something, and he like he dropped some emotes, and he just posted a loaf of bread. I'm like, what does that mean?
Is the bread?
What the fuck does the bread mean? Does it mean something? And I asked him, he's like, no, it means nothing. I was like, it was a red herring! The bread means nothing! And now I have officially adopted the stance, if you post bread in our Discord, it doesn't mean anything. And that's the meaning.
It's the perfect lack of meaning.
Mm-hmm. So now I'm just going to start randomly posting bread, and people are going to be like, what does this mean? Nothing. But then we, changed our name to, what was it? Shoot. I think it was in Gacha games we had this discussion. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, let me see if it's online. I think it starts with a B.
Of course it starts with a B.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was like bread herring the... Oh! Bread boozled the bread herring. because I was like, I've been bamboozled, and you were like, excuse me, red boozled. I have learned that you are definitely better with the puns than I am.
I mean, if by better you mean lacking all subtlety and not afraid to make terrible puns, then yes.
Yeah, Camper's also like that.
Like, no, like, as much as I protest some real groaners, I'll like, if you're just joking around, like, I have the quote unquote, gag reflex, the joke reflex. Like, if you pitch one low and slow, I'll fucking swing every time. I've just been trained that way for the internet, so.
Bread Boozle, the bread herring. I don't even remember what their name was before that.
We can scroll up and find them.
Oh, there it is. Well, I'm not gonna say their name because.
Oh yeah, we don't necessarily want to like out anybody.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Camper
so
has
it's
been
like
a long time guy, so that's okay.
Yeah, so I was like, bread boozle, please. And then you were like, oh, the bread is a red herring. I'm like, bread herring, please. It's so easy. Also, I posted 2 loaves of bread and an emote between them, and I shouted, "What are you?"
Oh, speaking of memes, I might as well talk about this if we're done with Luvia. Also, real talk for MP, she fucking suplexes them on the scales
by
of
the way,
justice.
she summons the scales of Libra, and then she suplexes them off one scale into the other. She's weighing your sins, and by weighing your sins, I mean fucking wrestling you.
Yeah.
Not even like a half-ass,
I'm really super glad that
full rotation suplex.
So, yeah.
Also,
again,
yes, basically I will... Yes, Lucky, you can continue, but I will warn you. We just said we're going to have you listen to this again to do time codes. We're at an hour and 50 minutes. So...
No, I'm fine.
Okay, you're okay making more work for yourself. That's okay.
This is just final fucking thoughts. It's like...
All right,
I'm going to hit final thoughts, and then it's going to just go stop there.
Like, well, I do want to mention really briefly that it's a new month. So we're having a new Teach Me Omega Sensei poll that's already up for our 5 and up patrons. And I actually had a good suggestion from somebody in the comments. I'm not looking at their name right now, and like I said, it's late, so I don't remember, but I saw you, and I even commented back to you. So our current poll, which I guess I can pop on a Patreon and check how that's doing. That should be a pretty recent post. Loading stuff. But so our 4 topics are: what is the Mages Association? What do we know about Grand Servants? What was going on in CCC exactly? Which is currently winning with 50% of the votes. We've already got 6 votes in, so that's pretty fired up. And then the final one, which is new, is what is the reverse side of the world? Because that actually does come up a lot and might be relevant to some stuff. So we'll talk about that one eventually. But all right, Lucky, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. So, speaking of Discord shenanigans, so the BB spinning GIF has been making the circuits.
At
one point, yeah. So, at one point, Omega says, Lucky, I'm gonna need 10 hours of BB spinning with you spin me right round on my desk stat. And I was like, huh. And then I did it. Like, I didn't post it to our channel, because I'm like...
And also technically not 10 hours, but that's because you said that would have taken forever, which is okay.
That would have taken forever. It's 10 minutes. Alright? But, and I posted it on my channel because, 1, it doesn't have anything. 2, like, I wasn't sure if the music would have got a strike on it. Because, like...
we don't necessarily want any future problems with YouTube right now.
Yeah, so I put it on mine. And in the description, I'm all like, this is something dumb I did at the demand/request of Omega. Like, don't follow me, just go follow our main shit. People still follow me. I'm like, damn it! Shake my fist at you. But I guess I can throw it in the description here if people want to see what stupid thing it is. Memes.
It's. I think you even said this. That the loop syncs up very perfectly.
Yeah.
And by the way, in case you're curious, well, 1, it's a spinning GIF, so obviously you spin me right round. But also, I believe we've waxed at length about the virtues of you spin me right round vis-a-vis Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's my fucking helicopter. Ever since I found it, that was my fucking helicopter music.
I think I usually went with,
I think you start with Ride of the Valkyries.
Yeah. I actually went with, I think mine was Kids in America. We're the kids in America.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Kojima knows his music, so the music selection in that game is great, but, like...
He knows his music, and he knows his movie.
Rebel Yell is also another really good one.
Let's see here. So, I'm like, All Mega has to do is remind me to do time codes, and I'll make sure to toss that in there too, just so people can. Like, honestly, it got like. Actually, I think the last time I checked, it was like at 80 something views, and I didn't like. I think you posted it on our Twitter, like.
Yeah, I tweeted it from our channel, and also I did a public post on YouTube because that's the thing you can do. I don't know if anybody actually looked at that, but I figured like, well, while I'm here, I might as well.
Well, it got to 85 views, which is better than some fucking videos we do.
Correct.
That's kind of shocking, honestly.
Well, welcome to the internet. More people want to click BB spins right round for 10 minutes than some of the other stuff we do that's professional.
Oh god, I got 9 subscribers now. What are you people expecting from me? Don't. I don't know. Maybe if my Patreon actually goes fucking somewhere, maybe I'll start more stuff on my own. But for right now, But anyway, that's it for me. You got anything else, Omega?
No, I'm tired. It's like 9:30 at night.
I'm sorry. The reason why we recorded a little bit later is because Lucky was out doing construction work. I was putting up soundboarding.
Well, it's good that you know how to do that because we'll need to know that in the future. But no, you're trying to repair your wallet after the great fucking you've given it.
Yeah, literally. Kiara, she did some very lewd things with my wallet, yo.
Right, like, I think when you posted your GSSR wants and halves, like, some people were like, damn, you're lucky, and you're like, both you and were immediately like, no. That came with the cost of something, okay?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to get into it, I'm probably lucky because I haven't spent a whole hell of a lot of money, and none of the servants I've spent money on I've actually gotten. Funny how that works. Yeah, I've yet to be rewarded by spending money on this game, but, like, I'm the guy who's like, oh yeah, no, I just randomly threw some quartz at MHX Alter, and oh, by the way, I rolled Maeve, who wasn't on rate up.
Mm-hmm.
I think, was Kets was in a roll, not tickets, but it was a very limited number of rolls, so I got her pretty good.
Yeah.
I was shocked. But, like, you know, I've talked about that before, the Merlin and Jolter and stuff, so, like, that's me being decently lucky sometimes, and that's, I think, just the way the nature of the beast.
Mm-hmm. Beast. Anyway, with that, Megan, why don't you take us out?
Alrighty, I will let everybody know that, if you like this episode, give it a like. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. We've asked you lots of stuff. Hey, are you okay with putting up with us for 2 hours? That wasn't a special episode. We just decided to ramble about CCC for a long time.
Like, honestly, I knew this was gonna CCC is very info-packed.
Mm-hmm. You can also join our Discord, which we've talked about before. That link's in the description. Also, it's in, like, the header bar on our channel now, if either is more convenient for you.
Oh.
And, of course, if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe. You can click that link in, like, 5 seconds when the end card comes up, or you can click all kinds of places to subscribe. Lets you help keep track of our videos. Also, even if you're already subscribed, consider hitting that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video. I have a prediction since it's 9:30 at night and this is 2 hours. This episode's going to be posted at a weird time. Rendering or something. So that always lets you know when we post something new, hopefully. Hopefully YouTube doesn't fuck us on that. I don't know, the YouTube CEO lady had a lovely letter to the public about some concerns she's had, and she made it sound like they're actually trying to correct some of the problems we bitch about them too. Like, apparently they're looking into solutions for, oh yeah, there's 30 seconds of copyrighted shit in your video, your whole video gets taken down.
Yeah.
Which we've waxed before, that's really fucking annoying.
Yeah. As long as, like, you know, I'm willing to, you know, give YouTube some slack as long as they are working on these issues, you know?
They are, at least what their CEO says, that they've heard our complaints and are working on solutions to stuff, which is good, because, yeah. They have to feel like they're not very well liked at times. Like, if YouTube asked me honestly in a survey, which Patreon did recently, they gave me a trust survey, which I responded to honestly. And if they did it again, I might have to correct some stuff about this because of this money situation, but we'll see. 1 to 3 business days. We'll see if nothing happens by the weekend, I will have to shoot Patreon an email like, okay guys, where's my money? Is that on your end or do I have to call my fucking bank? But hey, speaking of Patreon, you can support us. It's a new month. New time to get in all that stuff. We're going to do Live with Lucky this weekend.
Yeah.
At some point we need to record the single question for the Q&A so we can get that out of the way and start a new thread. You can also vote on certain topics and stuff. You can ask us questions. You can get videos early. Audio format, downloadable for just a little $1 a month. All kinds of fun stuff. And it, you know, really helps us out. It prevents Lucky from going into debt. It allows me to buy cool toys, which I use for the show. And buy books, which I review. And yeah, I think that's everything. So we'll see you guys next week, where I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about. Probably something phenomenal and stupid will have happened with case files, and also
I'm pretty sure. Honestly, if I actually like sit down and think about it, I can probably wax poetic on CCC for like a full hour.
Yeah, well, we'll probably be completely done with the event because, like I said, I'm 77 missions in, and I have plenty of apples to spare, so it's not like I'm on a time crunch. By the way, audience, I have 250 gold apples, and I will leave you with that thought. Lucky, what are you going to leave the audience with?
I'm watching this. Apparently, Katakawa just posted a trailer for the new Prisma Ilia. I think it's the movie.
Are we up for another movie? I'll have to check that out. There you go, audience.
I'm excited.
You learned something today.
Yeah, that's good. There's Luvia. Yes.
Okay, I'm sleeping. I'm going to go bye now.
All right.
Bye, everybody.